What's up, guys? Thanks so much for clicking on the video. My name is Leah, and baby, let's get into the drama of it all because we got some things to talk about, and I'm irritated. So irritated. But let's get into the video. All right, y'all. So, like I said, your girl, I'm irritated. Oh, I did not want to see that news today, okay? And we going to talk about it. But first up, let's talk about Larsa. When I tell you Larsa loves her young black man and the young black men love Larsa, okay? So I was supposed to talk about this back in May, but like I forgot about it. But since Miami is coming up on June the 11th, might as well, okay? So it says this: Larsa Pippen and boyfriend Jeff Kobe are have been discussing engagement rings. So this was posted by US Weekly on May the 29th. It says this: just months after their whirlwind romance, Larsa Pippen and boyfriend Jeff Kobe are already thinking seriously about their future together. In an exclusive interview with US Weekly, Kobe, 31, said he's been looking at engagement rings after the couple started dating earlier this year. It says she tells me what she likes and what she doesn't like. Kobe says about Larsa's preferences, it's relatively collaborative at the moment. As for the proposal itself, Kobe says we're both super busy at the moment, but added the only thing I can say is to confirm that it's coming. You not married. Okay. It says Kobe, who was born in 1994, who played college basketball at Columbia University, said his relationship with Pippen 50 has made him a happier person, but admits the limelight has been an adjustment. The public eye can be crazy at times, Kobe says. You have to really hone in on protecting the household. Just Larsa. Larsa, I think, what's his name? Marcus was like 31, no, 32 when y'all started messing around. Now, I'm not infantilizing these men because they're in their 30s and she's in her 50s, but it's just like, you talked about protecting the household. What? Y'all aren't married. You're, sir. And here's the thing. Here is the thing. I'm not even mad at Larsa. Like, y'all are willingly coupling it up with the lady, but expecting certain things out of somebody in their 50s, especially a 50-year-old woman, is crazy. Because if they stay together and then we get season 8 and this man talking about her having a baby, you're dumb. Because she's 50. She already got 4 kids. Does Larsa have 4 kids? Let me see. That's why we got Google. How many kids does Larsa Pippen have? Oh, yeah, she got 4 kids. Yeah, 3 boys and a daughter. Okay. So I'm just kind of like, you not getting no kids out of her if that happens. And that's always a storyline when we have Real Housewives shows or any other shows where the woman is like in her 50s or maybe her late 40s. And then all of a sudden, the men are like, oh, I want to have a family. You should have thought of that before you wanted to couple up with the lady. She 50. Ain't nothing coming out of that. And I wouldn't expect her to. Like, girl, you 50, you already have 4 kids. Live your best 50-year-old life. But you're not marrying that lady. And Larsa, stop it. Because you're not marrying them. Okay? But moving on, let's talk about Lisa. So this was posted by Jay's reality blog, and they basically did a summer, like they surmised or basically gave us the play-by-play of what Lisa said on Two Teeds in a Pod, and I want to read that for you, okay? So it starts out like this. It says hashtag RHOM, some bites from Lisa on Two Teas in a Pod. Okay, so it says she and Lenny are a little bit better, but not great. Won't be seeing him or hearing about him on season 7. Praise God on high, because I was sick of it. I was sick of him. I was sick of her complaining about him, even though he garbage. But girl, I was tired. I was tired. Tired. So it goes on to say one of the pettiest on the cast is Larsa, and it says she and Larsa are at odds, and where they are now is medium. My girl, y'all know I like Larsa. I told y'all, I like a bitchy girl. And one thing I will give Larsa, to me, Larsa stands in the things that she does. She's very like her mouth. She got a foul mouth. She a gutter snipe. Okay, that lady is a gutter snipe, but she stands in it, and I rock with it. Okay, and the clip that I saw for the first episode that we'll be seeing on Wednesday, where she told Lisa, how can you not control a man whose dick you suck every night? I said, Larsa. But it got a giggle out of me. Okay. Y'all know if you can make me laugh, at least like consistently, I kind of rock with you. Okay. But I can definitely see them being at odds. All right. So moving on, it says she asks Alexia questions about she and Todd, but doesn't get answers. Todd is okay slash nice to her, but not nice for what he did to Alexia. The next bullet point is she misses and loves Nicole, hints at knowing some things about, but couldn't say in regards to Nicole leaving and Anthony's ex joining. Hmm. A lot of people have been very like, what's the word? I think we've all kind of been okay with Nicole not being a part of the show. I know I am. I told y'all Nicole wasn't my favorite, but I did like her being a part of the show because I liked her being an anesthesiologist, a doctor, and still having fun, drinking, arguing with the girls. It gave me Married to Medicine, Like, girl, I make money. I went to school. I'ma still live it up. And then she gave us wealth and aesthetics. But we also know she had her daughter, and she said that she was struggling with, I think she said, postpartum anxiety. But some people really speculated that she didn't want to be on the show like full time because of Stephanie joining. And she probably felt like the production team was going to try to pit them against each other. But we do see in the trailer for the season, or the super trailer for the season, that she will be on the show. Like, we see maybe one or two times. So I don't know. Maybe she'll come back for season 8. But I wonder if there's more to the story, okay? So then the next one says Stephanie is misunderstood, rich AF, and bossy. She likes her, but Larsa has her under her spell and thinks Larsa tends to like people with money. Duh. Larsa was a Kardashian's friend. She definitely likes people with money. So I guess that means Stephanie and Larsa are actually cool. But I did tell y'all, it was interesting that for Alexia's birthday, it was Gertie. And if I can find the picture, I'll, fade it into here. But it was Gertie, Marisol. Of course, we knew Marisol was going to be at Alexia's birthday. But then you see Stephanie and Larsa. And I was like, ooh, because Gertie and Larsa had their situation. But I was just kind of like, oh, okay, maybe that might be a new group. I don't think it is a new group, but it seems like Gertie and all of them do like Stephanie. So it doesn't seem like she's coming in trying to like take Nicole's spot. It seems like she's carving out a spot for herself. So I like that. Going on, it says she does cry this season. Two major life-changing moments that happened to her in this season. I wonder what that is. It goes on to say Alexia herself and Julia will have the hardest season. That's because Julia gonna be showing her you know what, okay? Because I told y'all, Gertie get on my nerves. I find that lady to be very annoying. But that is honestly her only like sin, is that she's annoying and obnoxious. But to throw a drink at her, she better have said something foul to Julia. Because if she ain't say nothing and that lady threw a drink at her, I already had my good eye on you, Julia. Okay. So, what's the next one? It says someone didn't pull their weight this year, but she didn't say. So I wonder who that is. I mean, normally all the girls pull their weight, in my opinion. I don't think she's talking about age. I don't know, because I feel like everybody, for the most part, on Miami pulls their weight. I really do. I feel like I can't think of a season when the girls were like, when any of the girls were really like coasting. I feel like everyone's been a part of the mess. So I wonder who she's like speaking about. And then the last thing, no, not that's not the last thing. It says she loves Marisol Gertie, especially on season 7, and Adriana. And then the last statement that was posted said, when asked if she would welcome Bethany Frankel to the show, she says she personally likes her. She always is nice to her, and they always bump into each other. So if you don't know, Bethany moved down to Miami. A lot of people are speculating the girl couldn't afford New York anymore, but I don't want to see her on here. So I don't Bravo better. When I tell you Bravo better not put that crip keeking looking lady on my show. Oh, I don't know. Like, it's so sad because when I tell you, I used to love Bethany Frankel. Like, when the old seasons of New York, she was really my favorite. Like, I was like, she just seemed like so down to earth and like relatable. And it always felt like she was calling the ladies out on, she stood on business with calling people out. But the way that she has morphed into what she is now, always being on TikTok. And what really gave me like a bad taste in my mouth about her is the way that she attacks Meghan Markle. Mind you, I don't care about what happens across the pond. I don't believe in the monarchy. I don't care. Um, but the way that white women foam at the mouth at the mention of Meghan Markle, right now she dealing with people saying that she wasn't pregnant because she was dancing to the baby mama song while waiting to give birth. And there's been so many people posting videos of them in the hospital dancing to that song while pregnant. But it's white women specifically being in the comments being like, she's not pregnant. That's not what you do when you're pregnant. It is, well, I know what it is. Y'all hate the fact that that mixed lady took y'all white king, y'all your white prince. But to be honest, a lot of you never would have stood a chance, okay? That man was never looking at y'all. And it really, like, Meghan Markle getting with Prince Harry definitely, it shattered a lot of fantasies for the white people over here and definitely over there. But yeah, the way Bethany speaks about that lady with such venom and vitriol, it's a lot of like hatred and racism laced in it, and I don't like it, okay? So that's all I got from Miami. So let's move over to Beverly Hills. All right, y'all. So, like I said, let's talk about Miss Beverly Hills, okay? So, first up, let's talk about Teddy. So, there's been a lot of rumblings on, the Bravo streets, a lot of blind items suggesting that and alleging that Teddy might be back for season, I think it would be, is this season 15? I think it'll be season 15. Well, I'll just say the newest season of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. They're suggesting that she might be back as a friend of by way of Kyle. And I asked you guys on a YouTube shorts that I did recently, would y'all be interested in that? I told y'all not for me. It's not for me. Okay. I just don't really. Teddy is kind of like Gertie to me. Like the sin that she has committed is like she's just very obnoxious and annoying to me. Like she just but I would understand, and I do understand why production would want her to be a part of this show. She's going through brain cancer, which I hope eventually will go into remission, but also she had that huge public affair that was outed about her either messing with her own horseback riding coach or one of her kids riding coaches who's also married. So it was like it's a lot going on over there, but I get why they would add her, but I'm also like, we were not impressed with Kyle last season. So then to add somebody who's like an ally to her, especially a friend that's dealing with cancer, it's just kind of like, no. Like if you get what I mean, it's just kind of like, yeah, I don't want that for us. But if she comes back, it ain't like I got a say in it, but I'm saying how I feel here. But let me know if y'all would be cool with Teddy coming back, or like if you're cool with it, if you're not cool with it, just, let me know in the comments below. So moving on, we did get confirmation of a new housewife that is joining Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. It is actually Miss Rachel Zoe, okay? So if you don't know who Rachel Zoe is, she had a TV show on Bravo. Like, she is one of the original Bravo OGs. Like, when Kathy Griffin had her show, and I think Tabitha's Takeover, I liked that show growing up. And the other shows that they had, she was one of the shows. She had a show called the Rachel Zoe Project. It came out in 2008 and then it ended in 2013. She also had another show that she was a part of called Fashionably Late with Rachel Zoe. So she hasn't really been on TV since 2015. So basically 10 years, and she is now going to be the newest, I guess, full-time housewife for the show, which is very interesting because and I mean this, I vaguely remember her show. I think what I remember most about her show was her assistant. He would had the really big glasses and like kind of like the teased up hair, but her show was basically about her styling people. She styled people like Nicole Richie, Lindsay Lohan, a lot of the girls, especially the white girls that were like in their prime during the early 2000s. They all were like, I don't think they were all clients of Rachel's though, but all of them like knew her and she would style them at the time. So the show that she had was I think for a lot of people interesting because it gave you kind of like a peek behind the door of like what a stylist does on a day-to-day basis. But I remember not really being into that show. I also don't remember her really being someone that got into like confrontation, but I could be wrong because I really like vaguely remember that show. Like I said, the only person I remember is her assistant. Because I think they ended up like having a falling out because he left her and got his own show. If I remember, they had beef for I think a minute because he went off and did his own thing. But yeah, she's gonna be on the show. She actually released a video, so let me play that for you guys.
I am coming back to Bravo. I am joining the cast of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. It's been a while, and you've been asking me to come back to television, and I said when the stars align, or it makes sense, or I have enough to say to share with all of you, and now is the time. Really excited to be with all of you again, and I hope you are too, so let's have some fun. Mwah.
That was Miss Rachel. So what y'all think about it? Like I said, I vaguely remember her show, and I don't think she was really down with the drama. So I wonder what she's going to add to this show because I definitely feel like the girls will welcome her with open arms. I'm just wondering, like, is she gonna be spicy? Is she gonna give us a little, little attitude, or is she just gonna kind of play back? And if she is, that's not really the thing. But I honestly think she came out because Erika posted that they started filming. She posted this picture. She looked good, by the way, and I think she said year 10 begins. So she was confirming that she was back for the newest season of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So I guess that means we get 6 housewives this season. So Dorit, Erika, Kyle, Sutton, Bose, and Rachel. And then 3 friends of, if the rumors are true about Teddy coming back, and then Jennifer Tilly, if she chooses to come back, as well as Kathy Hilton, if she chooses to come back, okay? So I don't know. That doesn't sound like an entertaining group, but it might be. It might be. I don't know, but I'm willing to give the girls a chance at least, for one time. But Bose, you really about to be on this show by yourself. Cause you know what? Shouts out to Nikki Star TV. I love her content. She is a funny lady. Okay, I remember when it was announced that Garcelle quit the show, and I think Nikki did a live. Yeah, she did a live, and she was just talking about how like the next person they're gonna get on this show is gonna be a white woman, and she was telling all of her followers that, and some of the people were like, no, you don't think they would go get like a Kimora Lee, but Kimora got her own show coming out on I think the E Network. They were like, you don't think they would try to get an Asian lady? Some people were bringing up the Asian lady from Bling Empire. Let me see what her name is. Bling Empire. Christina, I think is it Cho or yeah, Christina Cho. She's 42, so like kind of around the same age as what's her name? Crystal when she got on the show, but also Christina come from money. Christina and her husband, oh, them people is loaded. Okay, I think her husband is technically a prince, a part of what's it called? He's a part of one of the dynasties. Because I remember when I was watching the show, he's from the Song Dynasty. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, he claims to be the 24th direct descendant of the Song Dynasty emperors. So, like, when I tell you they got money, they got money. That one episode on Bling Empire, when they shut down Rodeo Drive so she could just go shopping without everybody being around, I said, oh, that's wealth. That's status right there. So some people were mentioning bringing Christina on the show, and I do think Christina would fit this show. And Christina not afraid to say some shady stuff or get in the mix with the girls. But Nikki was like, "No, y'all, they are definitely putting um a white lady on this show." Like, that is because she was like, with the way the administration is going, with the way this country is like shifting backwards, she was like, it's gonna be a white woman. And she wasn't wrong, because Rachel's a white lady. So I'm just like, wow, girl, Bose. I wonder how her, like, she's gonna be. Now, I'm not wishing nothing bad on her. I'm not. Because I know some people are very sensitive when we talk about Bose or Garcelle, especially because of how people reacted last season. It's come time when the reunion and all, and the rumors and the tea and all that stuff was coming out. But I'm just saying, like, I think she might slightly have a rough season, because I've never forgotten the way Kyle looked at her when they played that clip on the reunion, and Bose was saying that Kyle was a liar. When them eyes squinted and she cocked her head to the side, she said, "Oh, okay." And then when Bose and her started arguing, in the way you could tell that Dorit was like tensing up, like she didn't like them fighting, I was like, girl, either Dorit's gonna abandon you or like not really have your back, or Kyle is going to get you in a way that either you see it coming but you can't really do anything about it, or you don't see it coming and you can't do anything about it. Because Kyle is vindictive. That lady is vindictive, and she did not like you calling her a liar. She did not. And then you're the only black one now. So now a lot of the racist white fans of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills are not going to be able to be like, oh, we like this black one better than this one, because now you're the only one. Girl, I'm worried for you. Oh, I am worried for you, because I really thought they were going to bring like a person of color on the show, maybe a Latin lady, because we haven't had a Latin housewife in a long time. But I thought maybe they were going to bring a Latin housewife, or maybe an Asian one, or another black housewife, or a mixed one or something. But girl, they got another white lady. Keep your head up, Bose. So continue on with Beverly Hills, y'all. We got to talk about Tom. So y'all, Tom got sentenced to 7 years on Tuesday. So I think that would be June the 3rd, okay? And the only reason why I'm talking about this is because my friend messaged me a video from TikTok, and she was like, girl, is this the man Erika was with? And it was Tom walking out of the courthouse after being sentenced. And mind you, my friend just started watching Beverly Hills, so she only knows Erika not to be with Tom. She never went back and watched the seasons when they were together. And I said, I told her, I said, he looked way better than that. But that prompted me to go look how old Tom was when Erika got with him. Bro, he was 60 and she was 28. Ew. Ew. Ew, bro. And so, yeah, girl. So I want to read the New York Times article. I'm not going to read all of it, okay? I'm just going to read the first couple of paragraphs, because the rest of the article is just them rehashing everything. And I think for the most part, we all know what's going down and what he's being charged for. So let me get into it. And y'all know the link to the article will be in the description box below. So the title goes, Erin Brockovich lawyer and Real Housewife husband gets 7 years in prison for embezzlement. It says Tom Girardi, a former high-profile trial lawyer known for winning a record settlement for the environmental activist Erin Brockovich, was sentenced on Tuesday to more than 7 years in prison for embezzling tens of millions of dollars of his client's settlement money. In addition to receiving an 87th month prison term, Mr. Girardi, 86, girl, he not making it. Like, I would be so surprised if he gets out of jail in 7 years and he's still with us amongst the living. But it goes on to say, Mr. Girardi, 86, of Seal Beach, California, who was convicted in August of 4 counts of wire fraud, was ordered by Judge Josephine L. Station of the U.S. District Court for the Central District of California to pay more than $2.3 million in fines and restitution. He has to surrender, or he must surrender. It says he must surrender to federal authorities no later than July the 17th. It says Mr. Girardi's Lawyers did not immediately respond to requests for comment on Tuesday afternoon. Mr. Girardi, who also appeared with his wife Erika Jayne on the reality television series The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, earned the reputation of being one of the country's best toxic tort lawyers, taking on personal injury lawsuits against large corporations for damages arising from exposure to chemicals and pollutants. He was a part of Ms. Brockovich's legal team when she went after Pacific Gas and Electric in 1993, as the case that later inspired the 2000 film that bears her name. But in recent years, Mr. Girardi's reputation fell into disrepute as he devised what prosecutors describe as a cunning fraud sham against the injured clients he had sworn duty to protect. So 7 years, bro. 7 years. See? That's why that saying is always like, I think what it's called, everything comes to light eventually. And to think about it, you're 86 years old. For the past couple of years, you've been fighting for this. Your reputation's in the trash. And now the latter part of your years, where you should be like living in the laps of luxury or at least being comfortable, you're now going to be 86 years old in prison. And you got to stay there for 7 years. Because I think it's federal time. Okay? Because if the U.S. District Court, I think it's federal time. So you're in jail. And I mean, I don't feel bad for him because you harmed a lot of people. So this is what you get. So moving on, let's talk about Miss Erika Jayne. So this was posted by Reality T, and it's pretty interesting. So y'all know we've been keeping up on Erika's like lawsuits. You know she's being sued by the design team Marco, as well as she's also being sued for $24 million by one of Tom Girardi's bankruptcy trustees. So this, I guess, is giving an update on it. So it says, attorney provides update on Erika Jayne's legal issues. It says, walls keep closing. It says, things have been challenging for Erika Jayne. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star is living in limbo. She is still trying to remove herself from the civil lawsuits against her. However, attorney Randall Richards just gave an update on the legal issues. According to him, she's running out of options and the walls were literally closing in. Erika's disgraced attorney husband Tom Girardi was found guilty and sentenced to 7 years and 3 months in prison for embezzling millions of dollars from his former clients. He was also ordered to pay millions in restitutions to the victims and fines. It says, now that Tom's case is wrapped up after years of psychological testing and health issues, it looks like Erika might now also be facing legal repercussions. She is being accused of using over $25 million from Tom's lawyer firm operating account. The money was used to pay for expenses for EJ Global, a company formed for Erika Jayne's entertainment career. For her part, Erika has said she does not know about Tom's business dealings. According to her, she did not know where the money was coming from. I mean, you could all plausible deniability. But Randall Richards and his financial team are seeking financial justice. They are looking to make the reality TV star pay back the money. The next step could mean that Erika would head to a jury trial. Ooh, girl, a jury trial. Attorney Randall shared the following update on, I'm calling it Twitter, on his Twitter post. It says Erika Jayne's spouse that she abandoned is on his way to a de facto almost life sentence. Meanwhile, the judge in the $25 million fraudulent conveniency action was filed, wants additional briefing on how to try this case. Erika's defense is that the money went to her personal service company, EJ Global. This defense is definitely a loser, so her best shot is to keep delaying. Money is tight for her now, and she hates paying her own legal bills. Walls keeps closing. He been on her neck for years, y'all. It says for now, Erika is keeping mum. However, she's not going to be able to keep silent for long with potential $1 million trial on the horizon. If ever it looks like her RHOBH season 15 storyline is set. So that was the article. I don't know how this is going to play out for Erika, because I think on one hand, she has like plausible deniability. Like if she genuinely didn't know that money was fraudulent money, how then can you say like she's in the wrong if she's married to her husband and he has this perception of being this wealthy lawyer? How could like, and he's giving her money, how could she know? But then on the other hand, if they do have proof that she knew that money was like stolen money from victims, yeah, girl, you are gonna have to pay that back. You're gonna have to find girl. And if you go to a jury trial, that's gonna be bad. Because the thing about it is like public perception right now is everything. Like people like to try cases in the court of public opinion, not in law. And I think it might be pretty hard. Like they're gonna have to vet people to make sure that they're being non-biased when it comes to her, that they're being fair. But I'm like, a lot of people do believe Erika knew to a certain extent what was going down at that house. And I mean, I'm not going to lie, I slightly think she knew something. I'm not saying she knew it was all like fraudulent money, but there's a part of me that has always felt like Erika knew to a certain extent that like something in the milk wasn't clean. Like she probably was like, I don't know where he getting this money from. But like, because my life is so great, I'm not going to question it too much. But yeah, girl. Erika, but my thing is like we know she ain't got the money. We know for a fact Erika does not have $24 million or $25 million. She like they gonna start garnishing them housewife checks. And girl, I'm not gonna say this what you get, but life comes at you fast and humbles you. You tried to play in Garcelle's face, and although I was not that biggest fan of Garcelle on the show, I will say this: you can never come from somebody who get their money cleanly and who is talented, and you are neither. Okay, because right now it's not giving talent and it's not giving that you got your money clean. And for you to come at her in that way, you gonna be stuck on this show until you 60. I think Erika's like 53 right now. You gonna be on this show for a hot minute paying them people back. My goodness. So moving on, for those of you who were viewers of the show Sold on SLC, unfortunately they canceled it after one season. And one of the stars on SLC, Malaysia, I think it's Fu. I think that's how you say her name. She posted like a farewell post or thanking people who were interested in the show and viewers of it. I'm gonna be honest, that is like one of my major gripes with Bravo is they never let new shows marinate. Even though I wasn't interested in the show, I just feel like just because you don't watch the show doesn't mean it doesn't have value. And I just don't understand why they just didn't allow this show to become its own thing and garner a fan base. Like right now, Salt Lake City and the Mormons is like all the buzz. The way people are really invested in Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, the way people like Salt Lake City, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, it's like you had an opportunity to also capitalize on that by giving a different version of things to like look forward to. They're doing realting and stuff like that. They're realtors. I don't know. Bravo, to me, there's something going on down there. I feel like the production companies can't get it right. And I don't get it, you know? Like, I'm still pissed about them getting rid of Family Karma, especially after we saw Monica, and I forgot old boy's name that she used to be with. They got beef. They was airing each other out with screenshots. He's saying that she broke into his apartment allegedly taking photos of stuff, but they had been broken up for years. She was like, he lying. He posted ring cam footage. We could have had that on Family Karma. Then the guy that was gay, him and his partner, they're about to adopt. That could have been a story. Family Karma was good. Summer House Martha's Vineyard was good. Okay. Summer House, like you got people dropping like flies on Summer House because I think Paige is leaving. Carl might be leaving. The Lexi girl who came on this season, she's leaving. And I watch Summer House very casually, like through clips, and sometimes I watch the show. But it's like, you could have had another iteration of that. I still haven't forgiven Bravo for getting rid of Married to Medicine LA because I actually like that show and I like the cast. I also don't get why we could have had Married to Medicine Houston. Like, even though it wasn't what I expected in Houston, I still thought it was a decent show. And I just think Bravo never lets their shows marinate. And that's the only reason why I brought this up, so I could rant about that. Because it's like, I'm irritated. Like, they be irritating me. Like, bro, I still don't understand why they ever got rid of Southern Charm, New Orleans. Like, we definitely could have had multiple seasons of Summer Charm New Orleans, because Summer Charm itself is kind of a dud. None of the men on there are attractive to me. None of them. At least we had that fine black man and the white boy who, I was a little worried for him. I thought maybe he had CTE. Yeah, he was going through the changes with that girl, with his ex-wife. But I was just like, they were attractive. I would have watched, like, I enjoyed watching Southern Charm New Orleans. So I don't Bravo just be frustrating at times. They irritate me. But I'm sorry if you guys were into that show. It is now gone. So let's talk about Potomac. Oh, let's talk about Potomac. So before we, get into the mess, let's talk about things that are nice, okay? So congratulations are in order to NECA and her husband. She gave birth to her son, a cute little boy by the name of Noah. Congrats to her. We know she wanted to have a baby. We know, unfortunately, she lost one of the twins because she was pregnant with twins. But I'm glad that she was able to still produce a happy, healthy baby. And he looks so cute. I love when they wrap the little babies up and, they swaddle them with their pictures. He's adorable. I don't know if we can say congratulations to this, but congratulations to Jazzy and Darius. They got married the other day, okay? So it was posted by Jay's reality blog that Ashley and Wendy were on their way to Jazzy's wedding. Then we ended up seeing a, offbeat TikTok from Jazzy, Stacy, and Ashley and Wendy. And I'll play the TikTok for you. I can't play the audio because the music is copywritten. But this was they were hanging out with Jazzy before she actually got into her wedding dress and everything. And I will say this, she does look beautiful. I mean, she is a gorgeous bride, y'all. Like, the dress looks lovely on her. Now, if I ever get married, that wouldn't be a dress that I would pick, but I love the veil. The veil is lovely. She looks gorgeous, okay? And we also see the girls posted up with her. Wendy is a beautiful lady, y'all, because the body, that body, girl. That slit is too high, Wendy. I'm not going to lie. That slit, Wendy, that is a too high slit for a wedding. But you look good, though. They look good. So I thought it was interesting that I saw Stacy at the wedding, mainly because we all know that, if you don't know, the rumblings around Potomac this season is that she's been getting ganged up on. So I was wondering, who was really, she was cool with her on her side. And it seems like maybe Ashley or Wendy and Jazzy are cool with her. I also was wondering if the cameras were up when they were filming this, but I don't know. The baby mama, and it was giving messy. But again, she's a beautiful bride. You can't take that away from Jazz. She looked good in that wedding dress. But let's move on. All right, y'all. So Monique is coming back to the show. Can you tell I'm excited? My goodness. Okay. Oh, let's get into the People magazine article, all right? So this is the title. It says, Monique Samuels returning to Real Housewives of Potomac for season 10. It says Monique Samuels is ready for her Bravo second act. The Real Housewives of Potomac star, who famously exited the hit reality series in 2020, is officially returning for season 10, People can exclusively reveal. Production for the show is currently underway in Maryland, with the last season stars Giselle Bryant, Ashley Darby, Dr. Wendy Osefu, Kiana Stewart, and Stacey Rush, all filming again. Samuels will be joining the cast as in a friend capacity. Her comeback to the series that first made her a fan favorite and later sparked one of the most talked about departures in housewife history comes at a pivotal time in Samuels' life. The 41-year-old Mila Eve Essentials owner finalized her divorce from former NFL offensive tackle Chris Samuels, 48, in September of 2023. She and Chris were married for 11 years and are parents to daughter Melania, 9, her sons Christopher, 12, and Chase, 6. Monique is in a totally different place now, and fans will see that, a source tells People. She's excited to show who she is now, not as a wife, not as just a mom, but as a woman starting over and taking on life on her own terms. It says Bravo first met Monique when she joined RHOP in second season back in 2017. It didn't take long for the entrepreneur to make her mark on the show with her quick wit, luxury lifestyle, and no nonsense attitude. But by season 5, tensions among the cast, particularly with the former co-star Candice Bassett, boiled over into an explosive on-camera altercation that dominated headlines and divided the fans. It says, after this season aired, Monique announced she wouldn't return. I'm over it, she said at the time, citing how the incident and the way it was portrayed took a toll on her family and mental health. It was a crazy ride. It's not easy doing reality TV, Monique wrote on Instagram. I appreciate everything that people have done for me, everybody that's been Team Monique. I love y'all. I thank y'all. But when you cross certain lines, there's no going back. And for me, my family is that line. The opinions of my family and my friends and what they think of about anything that I do is more valuable than anybody's opinion. Since stepping away, Monique shifted her focus to her children and business ventures. She made the brief return to reality TV in 2022 on OWN's Love and Marriage DC along her husband, though her romance unraveled soon after. Monique's filing for divorce in April of 2023. I just got to a point where I was in a place where I was so miserable, she later shared. I am no longer the person that I was when I walked down the aisle 11 years ago. If we keep going down this road and we're bickering at each other and we're not able to communicate, sometimes not even talking to each other, then how is it going to affect our children? Because I was thinking, like most people, okay, we're going to stay together for the kids, but that never works, because staying together for the kids means you're giving them a terrible example of what a relationship should look like. It says season 10 of RHOP is expected to air later this year. 2 housewives from season 9 won't be returning, Mia Thornton and Karen Huger. Thornton announced her departure from the series in April amid moving to Atlanta. Huger, meanwhile, is behind bars after being sentenced to 2 years in prison with 1 year suspended for a DUI. It says The Real Housewives can be streamed on Peacock. Monique to me is a walking contradiction, and I'll try to be open, I'll try. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but I'll try. But I'm just like, she never makes sense to me. Like, she always says these things, but then does the complete opposite. This show was supposed to be a little check, and you were done with reality TV, only for you to 2 years later get back on reality TV on OWN. And then you were talking about how you were loyal and you wanted to be the nucleus of the group, only for you to do the same thing you did to Candice to Winter, where when the girls stopped, you wanted to find favor with the cool girls, and you played yourself because you were mad that everybody was like, girl, you're shiesty. And it's crazy to me that everyone always conveniently leaves out how Monique wanted to ice out Candice, and yet it's Candice's mouth that got her in trouble. But Monique is not a weirdo for trying to be friends with Garcelle, with Giselle in the beginning of the season, even though she knew that Giselle was going to spread a rumor that their youngest child was not, her youngest child wasn't Chris's. But it's Candice's mouth, but not Monique's delusions and wanting to be liked by the group. I guess you need that little check. Because if you didn't know, she didn't get alimony or child support with this divorce with Chris. I think she opted out of that. Dumb. And I'm going to let y'all know now, if her and Giselle beef, I might be going up for the T-Move Vanessa Williams. I might. And Giselle works my nerves. I don't really see it for Giselle either. But I really do not see it for Monique. I don't, because she's always acting like she's above everything and she's above this, but yet you always go back to what you're above. Make that make sense to me. And I don't think she's going to add anything. I just know her fans are going to be back. Ugh. And she's not authentic. Like, y'all think because she's pretty and she gives you, like, I'm into juices and berries and oils, that she's like Mother Earth in it. But that lady be fake as hell. I cannot believe they brought her back to this show. My God, today. Season 10 is probably going to be chaos and confusion. When it comes to the fandom, I don't know. The ladies might actually get along, but I doubt it because Giselle don't like to be embarrassed. And if it's true that she crashed out over that whole binder situation, then Giselle is probably going to keep it cordial. I think she'd be cordial, but I don't think she'd ever be friends with Monique. I don't know. We'll see, girl. We'll see. But she'll probably be introduced as a friend of, by way of Ashley.
You look amazing. I love you. I love you. Monique! Welcome back, honey! Welcome back, honey! Period!
Yeah, y'all, that is it. That is all. As always, remember to be bravely authentic. Definitely hop down in them comments below and subscribe. Like the video. And I'm out, y'all. Deuces.